Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Got a couple of concerns about this piece of legislation. I've spoken with you about two of them. First of all, it would appear that this would eliminate the necessity or the requirement of having a concealed weapons permit to take a weapon into a restaurant or a place that, more accurately, let's put it this way, has a permit to sell alcohol. This is problematic for a couple of reasons. It effectively opens up any establishment that's permitted to sell alcohol to allow people, whether they're permitted or not, to carry a concealed weapon, to carry their weapon into the establishment. Secondly, I've heard this over and over today, and that is they want to be able to carry their weapons into a restaurant so they can have a glass of wine with their lasagna. And I certainly understand that. But as I read this opens it up to any establishment that serves alcohol, whether it's the juke joint down on 321 or the Gentleman Strip Club on 321. And I don't mean to pick on 321, but the point is, it opens it up to any establishment that serves alcohol. We would prefer, and I represent the sheriffs of South Carolina, as you well know, we would prefer that this bill be amended to require that a CWP permit be required to carry into a restaurant. And we would like to see a second amendment that would require at least some degree of business where it is primarily serving food, not just serving alcohol with a little bit of food. It's truly, if this is to allow folks to carry a gun into a restaurant for the protection, we understand that, but we would like to see it narrowed somewhat so that we're talking about restaurants, legitimate restaurants, and not places where you end up with shootings every night anyway. If you just read the state newspaper, you notice the problems that we have in Richland County with some of these outer clubs that call themselves clubs. People can go to them, but they call themselves clubs. And it's just problematic. We would like to see it truly aimed at legitimate restaurants.
Jeff, I want to make sure I understand correctly. Are you saying that overall the Sheriff's Association supports the general concept?
We support the general concept. We absolutely understand, and you and I talked about this before. I don't think somebody who has gone to the trouble to get a CWP is going to risk it by getting drunk at Applebee's.
Right.
I just don't think that's going to happen. But if you allow anybody to carry a gun into a bar situation, whether they're a CWP holder or not, we think that's problematic. So we do support the general concept.
Okay. Thank you, Dorchester.
Yes, thank you. The shootings that you're referencing at some of the outskirt clubs, have any of those been from CWP holders?
Of course not.
It's because they don't go.
And don't expect anyone would be. Like I said, we understand the intent of the bill. We would just don't think the bill gets to the intent.
And I think I certainly agree with you on the fact that it should be CWP holders that are allowed to bring firearms.
All right. Thanks, Jeff. Okay, that's everyone that we had signed up to speak. Is there anyone else who did not sign up who would like to speak?
Yes, signed up, unfortunately.
Sure, come on. If you don't mind, we're recording it, so if you don't, since I don't have your name, you can give us your name, please.
David Wegener, W-E-G-E-N-E-R.
Okay.
I'm a business owner here in Columbia. Like others have said, I appreciate the law that you guys have brought together here, and Edgefield's turned out some great people. Appreciate your work on this.
Keep telling people that. But actually, oh, thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm a business owner here in town. Grew up in upstate, moved down here to Columbia, own a business, have a number of employees. As a business owner, I am well aware that people come in every day with weapons on them, and personally, I'm a CWP holder. I have no problem whatsoever with that. My biggest concern is the, excuse me, with regards to signage, as the law currently stands, there is a bit of ambiguity with the law. I have been in several situations where I've gone into a facility, and this may be completely removed with the law, with the changes that are being proposed. Currently, the signage, the place in the law where the signage is marked is a bit ambiguous because, excuse me, I'm a bit nervous. Because
You're fine, take your time. You're all right.
When a person comes in, the signage currently states the law must be yay big by yay big with a certain signage. However, when it states the no concealed weapons allowed, it does not reference the point where the definition of the sign is. Certain facility owners do not understand the specificity of that. So they put illegal, a sign that is illegal on their door, and then they're unhappy when someone who is CWP enters the facility. And that's a bit of a problem because it angers business owners who think they've posted, but have not legally posted.
Mr. Wagner, thank you for the comments. And I'll tell you, we may have a couple of amendments, but we're gonna propose one amendment to kind of rewrite it to some extent. But one of the things that we're gonna address is that concern. What we're gonna do is we're gonna reference the statute that deals with posting signage, and that statute says that the signage has to be posted at the entrance to the facility. Actually, at each entrance, I think is what it says, at any entrance. And it says how big the print's got to be, all that fancy government bureaucratic stuff. But it says how big the sign has to be, how big the print's got to be, and where you got to post it. So hopefully, if we reference that section in this bill, hopefully we would address it.
It seems that it would be if the specificity of the sign, which is referenced further up in the bill, if that point, and I'm sorry, I don't know the exact numbers, but if that point were referenced, at the point where it says, if a person who enters a building where it says no concealable weapons allowed, if that point were referenced, it would be specific to business owners. There are national organizations in this city that disregard that law. The largest law firm in this town has signs illegally posted on their doors which say no weapons allowed, but they're not actually official signs. So it creates a lot of ambiguity for business owners because they don't understand the details.
Sure, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you.